Hey, in this video we're going to be removing the passenger side door panel on a 2008 Mercedes CL63. It's a W216 model. Pretty much all the CL550, CL600, 65, they're all the same. So we're going to go ahead and start. Alright, so we're going to be using a T15 Torx. This thing comes off pretty easy once you get the screws off. Now we're going to pop off this cover. Alright, so this cover comes off pretty easy. You pop these out, and they're just going to come out at an angle. So there's technically 3 clips holding it. So you would start off from here, unclipping it from there. Alright, so now you have a T30 Torx. There's one of them behind this cover. Alright, so now you have to remove this little speaker cover. Ours was broken before, so it pops out from the top. Ours was glued back on. I guess previous owners didn't know to put it back on. I'll show you how it works. So once you pop it off from the top clip, and just gonna pull on it, lift it up, and it should slide off from the bottom. There's these 2 guide clips. So this is the clip. That little plastic one is supposed to stay in the door, and this thing clips into it. Previous owner, they never took that off. They tried to glue it, but it's pretty easy to take it off. Let's see if we could take this off. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, it comes out. Okay, there you go. Alright, so now you have to work your way around, taking the clips apart, popping the clips out of the door. Okay, once you separated the bottom, popped all the clips out. Just double check, make sure all the sides are loose. And also we'll take this piece out. I'm not really sure if it's going to hold anything. They didn't take this door off before, so first time. Alright, so it just slides out. Alright, so now we're just going to try to pull it up. Just kind of be patient with it, pulling it up, and it's going to come out 3, there's like 3 clips on the back. I'll show you in a second what they are. Alright, so I have to disconnect the cable. This just lifts out pretty easy. Let me get a better shot. Alright, this one's a little tricky. End up pressing the gray tab towards the bottom and then pushing it to the side and it comes out. So make sure you press the tab down and then push it to the side, it will unlock it. So once you press it down, it unlocks it. Alright, so the driver's side is going to be on the top. This one was on the bottom. Alright, so we're just disconnecting all the plugs that go to the door panel. Okay. Alright, so this is the door panel off. These are the clips. They're kind of towards the bottom. They just pop out. So we're gonna disassemble the door to get to the glass now. T20 Torx. Was the third screw on the bottom. Alright, so now we're going to remove the speaker. T20 Torx as well. I would start off the bottom, work your way up, that way it doesn't drop. It's pretty easy to pop this one out. Alright, so we removed the insulation. Now we're going to connect the door panel back on to lower the glass to the points where we could access the screws. Okay, so we're going to be working these out. Since when the door is open, the door glass does drop a little bit, so you're not going to be able to access them here if the door is open. So we're going to try to get them down to here. Alright, and let's see where that one is. Alright, so now we're going to plug the door panel again. Since we got the glass in the position that we could get to the bolts. Alright, so when we lowered the glass, we lined up the screws down here. So that's one of them. And then the second one's going to be right here. Now we're using a 10 millimeter socket. We're just dropping the screws because we don't really need them. We're not going to put them on. But for yourself, you're going to have to make sure you hold the screws. Alright, so we're going to remove this trim right here. See if it's going to give us more more room to remove the glass. I'm trying to avoid removing the outer piece. Okay, so I'll just fold that back and let's see if it's going to give us more room. Alright, so once you remove the trim, there's going to be a bolt right there. Let me see if I can get you some light. You're going to have to slide the glass forward so this rail clears the bolt. Because if the glass is going to be too far back, the support of the glass is not going to clear it and you're not going to be able to remove it. Okay, so slide the glass forward. Let's see, this. Alright, so there goes the glass. Preferably do it two people, that way you watch all the angles. We only have one person that's able to do it right now, so I wasn't able to help him. But this is the bracket that you have to slide the glass forward to past that bolt, because it was scraping right here, it would not go past it. So we did it without removing this chrome outer seal. It will be easier if you do remove it, but these are kind of, I don't like taking these off because they never get back on the same way as factory, so we always try to remove them without removing the glass, without taking those off. So we just did the back piece. It was a little hard, but if you work with it and just kind of be patient with it, you will take it out. It's a similar process as well for the driver's side. Alright, so in this video I'm going to be removing the window regulator assembly off a 2008 CL63 W216 body. So we're using a 10mm socket. The glass is already removed. We have the other video how to remove that, and there's some stuff you have to remove before you get to this point. There's a little rubber cover. There's two of them on the bottom, so once you pop it, there's going to be a 10mm bolt or nut. Okay, so now the front rail is loose. Now we're going to do the back rail. Here's the rubber boot. Let me get you a video. Okay, there it goes. It just pops out. It's pretty easy. So there's going to be another 10mm socket or nut. Just got to get a better visual. There you go. Okay. Alright, so now you have to remove this little rubber trim. And you will need an extension. The fourth 10mm nut's going to be right there, basically. Okay. And on this one, you don't have to take it off fully. It just comes out of the little bracket. Okay. Now we're going to be removing the window regulator motor. We're going to be using a T25 Torx. Alright, 3 screws. Just kind of wiggle it, it will slide out. Just press these in. You can use a smaller socket, it'll kind of press them all at once. It's broke. It's not going to affect it. It just holds it in place when you're taking it apart. Alright, so all the rails are unscrewed. Now we're gonna work it out of the door. Just gotta get it at different angles. Alright, so there you go. That's the window regulator assembly with the motor. And this just pops in. And it just screws in. If it's not popping in, the gears are just gonna have to line them up. Alright, so now we're going to be removing the outer door handle on the passenger side on a 2008 Mercedes CL63 W216. Once we remove the door handle, we're going to go into removing this door lock actuator. The door is fully disassembled, the glass is pulled, the window regulator is out already. I'm not really sure if you have to remove all those parts to get to the door lock actuator. We're just doing everything kind of step by step, so this is the last part on this door. Alright, so we're going to start off the bottom, pull on the trim, and just kind of work your way up. Ours already popped off before, I'm just making you a video, I forgot to do it. So it pops out pretty easy. It's plastic clips. Our top clip was broken before. So once you remove that, you're going to have access to the door handle from here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, so we're using a long extended T20 Torx. I'm just going to feel for it first to get on the screw. Alright, so when you're unscrewing it, make sure it goes to a full stop. Once it stops, it means it's fully loose. Now we're going to pop this little side piece out. It's pretty easy. So there goes the screw, it stays behind, it does not come out. Now we're going to remove the handle. These usually pull towards the back of the car, and you're going to have this plug right here. It's the keyless door entrance. So it's pretty easy to take it off, but to put it back in, you gotta be really careful because this, well, it stays in place, so you just gotta make sure you line that up before you pop the door handle in. But it's like fixed in there, so sometimes they just pop off out of the handle, so you can't really line it up. It's kind of pain in the ass. Alright, now we're using a T20 Torx to remove the rest of it. There's a little cover, and right under it there's going to be another screw. And this is the internal door handle bracket. Alright, so a T30 Torx. 3 screws holding a door lock actuator. There's another screw on top. Alright, so once you unscrew the screws, it's going to be sitting on glue, so it's going to feel like it's sitting in place. Something else is holding it. It's the glue. You're just going to have to pull it off. So you do have to remove the glass, the door lock, or the window regulator. All that stuff has to come off in order to get this whole thing out. So it comes out with the door handle bracket, the internal one. It comes out as one big piece. Okay, now so there's one plug. There's actually two plugs. So this one. There's going to be a zip tie holding the wire to the bracket. Two zip ties. Makes it easier if you take off the zip ties first, the two zip ties, and then you're going to be able to move this plug off, pop it off. So we're trying to remove the black piece of plastic cover to get to this plug. It's kind of difficult to remove it, and we'll see if we could work around it. Let's see if we can feed through it. Okay, there we go. So you don't have to take off the plastic shield cover. So 3 total plugs.